Rassie, obviously not the open affair that you wanted, but what did you learn out of that game?
Yeah, I didn't really think during the week we're going to have an open affair. I think if you ask the boys, I said to them, I think this is going to be the biggest grind ever. I think if you look the way Argentina played against New Zealand in that first game, I think 2016, last maul, they should have, in my opinion, got a penalty and had a chance to beat them. Australia away 16-10, they never go away. And the talk the whole week is this is going to be a game that's going to be won or lost in the trenches, and I think that was exactly the way it panned out. So we never expected an open running game. We were hoping that maybe it went that way, but it never went that way. So we grinded it out and we learned a lot about a lot of players and some good and some bad. But it's nice to learn it while you're winning. So overall, some good stuff, but also some bad stuff.
What was the bad stuff, Coach?
The bad stuff is stupid penalties. The bad stuff is discipline, obviously. The bad stuff is after you've done some great work. You at the next breakdown, you just enter from the side and then you let them off. Get them back into the game with an intercept pass, which is not one specific player's fault, because other players are not in position. Then you pass the intercept pass. It's not necessarily Kobus's fault. The other players wasn't in position. So it was easy. You grind the whole game, and then they give him easy points like a 3 points or a 7 point over the intercept. In a game against a team that's been playing together, I said Jaguars, and against teams like New Zealand and Australia, you give them easy points. Then you're going to grind for the next 75 minutes to try and get back into the game. So that was the frustrating part. You make it tough for yourself to be ill-disciplined, both the penalty-wise and tactically.
Rassie, did you see what you wanted to see in your captain? your World Cup captain?
Look, as I said during the week, this was a team put together with a lot of different combinations. Kobus had 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes before this game. Elton has only played the first game and hasn't played since. And then Jesse and Andre certainly played a lot, but Dylan hasn't played for us at all. And then, the combination of Marshall and then Sia coming back, it was really a team put together with a lot of loose ends there. And that's the reason why I thought Skulk was really the guy to try and put the guys together in terms of, I knew there was going to be a stop-start game. The trouble gelling against the Argentinian team was really disruptive, and it was a perfect situation or perfect storm for them to disrupt us in terms of combinations. And in terms of that, I thought it was excellent, and during the week as well, and especially because when we were in New Zealand and Argentina, the things we tried there, obviously he was there all the time, and I thought some of those things came through, and he really did well in terms of trying to make the team gel in such a short space of time.
I think you was asking more about Sia. Your thoughts about Sia.
And then following up, Sia's performance?
Oh, Sia, I thought you put me in him on the day. No, I thought, obviously Sia, wonderful. Sia we wanted to get off after 30 minutes, and because we thought the intensity from Curry Cup. No, definitely. Sia we wanted to put on 30 minutes and see how we last. And then after 30 minutes, I went and I asked Elliot, listen, ask him how he's feeling. He said, great. I really wanted to take him after 30. But then Marshall also got injured, and half time I said, listen, do you want to go a little bit more? And he said, yes, he wants to go 70. And then after, I think, 60 or 50, you could just see he was really struggling a bit. But medically he's fine, so that's a great thing. So now I guess the next one is now to condition him really in terms of match fitness. We're going to try and simulate that a lot. So no, I think it's good to go for the World Cup and give him some proper game time in the Japanese game. So no, in that terms, that's great. Sorry, I misunderstood your question. Sorry about that.
Scott, how frustrating was it for you in terms of having known what was coming, but not being able to implement what you guys actually?
Yeah, well, we do the same. We try to analyze them and try to disrupt their game plan. From our point of view, we had a lot of new guys in. And it was great. The boys added a lot of energy. It's great seeing Sia back. It's great having Skara back in. And for us, it wasn't pretty. We wanted to play a style that we wanted to that we planned. Unfortunately, things didn't work out because Argentina slowed our ball down, and we gave away a lot of penalties, and that gave us unnecessary pressure from an exit point of view, and that kept us in our half, unfortunately. But from the boys' effort, Rassie looks a lot at effort and physicality, and from that point of view, I mean, the boys put the effort in. Everyone that came onto the pitch, tried their best. But he warned us and said, boys, it's not going to be pretty, it's going to be hard. They put 3 in the breakdown, especially when you're in the 22. I went a couple of times, I went for the corner instead of taking the points. So I thought we had the dominance. But once again, sometimes we didn't execute, and that may be a lack of a bit of time on the pitch. But hey, it was awesome having the energy on the pitch and even coming under pressure like we did in halftime. And Rassie said, boys, you need to pick it up. I mean, it is at home, and they travelled, and it was nice seeing the guts the guy showed.
Coach, were there any World Cup places won and lost tonight?
I certainly think, obviously I'm not going to name the names here outright for you, but I certainly, there was 1 or 2 that's, you're going to take so many loose forwards, so many second rowers, so many props, and there was certainly some where we had to get confirmation, and some where I had some doubt. And watching the game live, we are leaning towards some in my mind currently, but I'll have a proper sit down tomorrow during the day and have a proper look at some things that's going on in my head right now. And obviously there's selectors also involved, and we'll make sure, because you can only take so many, we'll take 37 guys to Bloemfontein tomorrow, and we'll work there till Wednesday, and then the guys will have off till Sunday, and then we'll only come in next week Monday. To Joburg again, and the squad will be announced the 26th. But certainly, I think we got some answers today now.
Any chance of you doing Eddie Jones and picking only 2 scrum halves?
No, we won't do that. No, we'll go with these 3 scrum halves. We will. We'll do that.
Sorry, Rassie, do you think it was a fair decision, the referees, to disallow the Argentinian try? Do you think it was a blockage? I tried so many times and I didn't see. Well, the guy was standing in one position, so, but probably more better than me.
I think whatever I'm going to say now, I'm going to be quoted on, and it's not going to come out right in the newspapers tomorrow. So I'd rather not comment on that.
For Argentinian newspapers.
Yeah. No, I can tell you this: Argentina was so well prepared for this game. They played so well. I feel so bad for them that they lost the game in this way. They had intercept try, but they came back after that and they just grinded out. And I thought there were so many times that they could have scored with the maul in front, and they really, if they did win this game, I would have been sitting here saying that they deserve to win. So it was such a close game that, I think they really played well. So even if that decision went for them, I wouldn't have sat here, and it would have felt bad, but I wouldn't have moaned, because they really played well tonight.
Rassie, presumably you just mentioned trying to pick between the lot of loose forwards you've got. Presumably you wanted a guy like Marcel Coetzee to play more than just 15 minutes, but how did you rate the 15 minutes that he did have?
Yeah, it's tough to rate 15 minutes, and also in the previous game didn't play a lot of minutes. So it's tough in World Cup years. It's guys like Apiwe who's injured now, guys like Warren Whiteley, guys like that who's really class players. Sometimes it's just a race against time, and it's just bad luck, and it's timing wise. And I guess for Marcel now, it's a tough one now, because what we have in other loose forwards, and they really did well in the previous games. And we'll go and look at our injuries and our combinations and stuff. But he's one of those guys. Yes, he's just such a great guy, and he's versatile. He can play open side, he can play 8, and you always know what you get from him. So even if he did play bad in those 15 minutes, if we analyse that, I know his heart and I know his commitment, so he will never drop you. So that 15 minutes wouldn't determine if we pick or not pick him. I think more the makeup of the squad will do that. So that 15 minutes won't be make or break for him.
Talking of headaches in particular, at wing with S'bu Nkosi's great game today, how delightful or painful that headache will be in terms of actually picking your wings?
Well, the games is finished now. We only have the Japanese game in that. The 31 guys who's going over to Japan will take part in that game against Japan, and S'bu will make the 31-man squad.
Just on the makeup of the squad, Rassie, what is the preferred split between the backs and the forwards and the combination plays?
If I go into that now, I mean, we're going to start speculating more and more and more and more.
Rassie, seems like you can dig out lock combinations left, right, and centre. I'm impressed for you with Luit and Erfurt tonight, and then Franco and Eben, who's preferred above him. That's going to be a tough choice.
Yes, I think the chance that we took here, and listen, we rested 18 players. There was 18 players who wasn't playing today, So I know people doesn't like manoeuvring around with Springbok teams. Was it test matches, And if we lost this game, I know I would have sat here and we would have all been. I know I would have been gutted, and you guys would have really got into me for playing around with a Springbok side. But then again, we learned so much from Luit and RG playing together. The lineups was great today in the combination with Skalk. The scrums were at stages good, at stages it wasn't great. So doing things like this, and I think that we actually grinded the win out, because it's nice to learn from a win. But now we've got RG and Luit and Franco and Eben. Now you've got 4 proper locks, and now you can play Pieter Steff at flank. So games like this, taking a chance like that and winning, then you create good depth. And even if we lost the game, so it's tough choices, but it creates good depth and good competition.
Rassie,
eerstens baie geluk meneer. En wees asseblief baie verdraagsaam met my kollegas. Baie vrae gevra. Ek kry seker my 'n paar vrae.
Begin Percy.
Verdraagsaam. President Portus, waar jy wys geword in hierdie wedstryd en net soos Engels verduidelik het, waar is die pad vorentoe vir die volgende week tot en met die 26ste? Jy het nou al 5 name genoem, het ek nou so sagtens my oor gehoor al. Die ander 26, wil die ander 26 moet ek ons noem vanaand te doen.
Percy, die drie scrumhalves is die 3 scrumhalves wat gaan. Hulle gaan 3. Die 3 hakkers is die 3 hakkers. So dis 6. Dit is 6. En dan Percy, S'bu. Het ek gesê gaan definitief gaan. En dan die slotte het ek genoem. En dan, ek dink daar sekere name wat obvious is. En ouens wat daar 17, 18 spelers wat ons gerus het. As jy nou Wissel Jantjies ook vat, want hy het ons nou concussion gekry deur die week. En ek bedoel ons spelers, mense kan ons nou conclusions maak het wat ons nou gedoen het. So daar is so 4 of 5 ouens wat 'n ou nou moet seker maak oor, die kombinasies van die losverspelers en sulke goeters. Gaan jy 4 centers vat of 3 centers vat? Gaan jy 2 utility backs vat of gaan jy 2 specialist fullbacks vat? So dis nou maar die besluite wat ons in die volgende 2-3 dae gaan maak. Môre gaan ons Bloemfontein toe met 37 spelers. Dan is ons in Bloemfontein tot Woensdag. Dan gaan die ouens huis toe van Donderdag tot Sondag. Dan kom ons terug Joburg toe. En dan die 26ste kondig ons die 31 manne aan. Daar sal so 6 ouens op standby wees. En dan gaan ons oor Japan toe volgende Vrydag met 31 wat ons teen Japan speel en dan is ons by die Wêreldbeker.
Ons wil die vrou sê, is tevrede met die 60 minute wat S'bu Nkosi gelewer het deur die veld. En die ander vraag wat ek gevra is, wat is die doel van die 3 dae in Bloemfontein? Wat probeer jy daar by S'bu Nkosi?
Ja, in Bloemfontein is daar net 1 koerant man. Nee, Percy Export. Ons gaan so 'n bietjie Sondag en Maandag so 'n bietjie van some team building doen. Jy weet, en dis die laaste plek wat ons regtig met die 37 ouens kan oefen, die 31 plus die 6, 7 ouens. Dis ook die tyd waar ek vir die ouens self gaan sê wie presies die 31 is. En ons gaan so 'n bietjie Sondag en Maandag soos ek sê team building doen en dan Dinsdag en Woensdag lekker vir oulaas saam oefen, so 'n bietjie in fundamentals werk en dan die ouens se oulaas afgee van Donderdag tot Vrydag. So is so 'n bietjie om weg te kom, want ons is nou lank gewees in Pretoria en Johannesburg en lank in Nieu-Seeland en Argentinië saam en die ander ouens het nou afgehaat vir 'n week, daai ander 17 spelers wat nou gespeel het in die All Blacks. So is net so 'n bietjie weg te kom en bietjie scenery te verander en die hele groep van 37 saam met laat oefen.
Was jy 'n rustige man nou?
Askies?
As jy 'n rustige man nou met die week wat voor lê?
Rustig.
Gaan jy rustig slaap of is dit 'n baie stresvolle tyd vir jou?
Nee, ek is die grootste ding, ek sê uit my hart, die grootste ding is die moeilikste ding op hierdie stadium is om 31 ouens te kies. Dit is vir my moeilik. Want was regtig en ek weet vandag was nie 'n great performance nie, maar dit was gutsy. En dis ouens wat geveg het en senuweeagtig was om in die span te kom van 31 en almal het blerry hard probeer. En party van hulle het nie great games gehad nie, maar hulle het hard probeer. En ek wil regtig seker maak ek kies nie die span alleen nie. Saam met die selectors en die coaches wil ek regtig regtig seker maak die regte 31 is op die vliegtuig en die regte 6 is op standby. So alhoewel ons nou nog nie 'n game verloor het hierdie jaar nie, dit maak ou bietjie rustiger, maar om die regte 31 te kies is dis nie tergend, jy weet. Dit is 'n moeilike keuse want ek weet almal gaan nie saamstem nie en ek weet 'n paar ouens gaan hartseer wees, jy weet. So ja, dis ek is nie heeltemal rustig nie.
We'll take 2 more questions and wrap up. First.
Question for Skok. Your mate Vincent Koch from Saracens.
Yes.
Definitely didn't disgrace himself today. Are you going to put in a word with him for with the coach in that tough, tight-head position that he's got to compete in?
Can I choose not to answer that? No, he played fantastic. It's always great playing next to him and having Marcel next to me. It was well, Marcel got injured, unfortunately, but having
Wow. Vincent,
no, Thomas next to me. So the performance from a scrumming point of view was not like we wanted, especially with the performance that the boys had in Argentina. But the boys fought hard. They had Lavanini back, and it was a different scrum. It's like Rassie previously said, it was a different pack, a pack that played together from the beginning of the year that I played against with the Bulls and today. But in essence, Vincent played well. He makes the decisions, and we just follow.
Okay, Lita, last of all.
Just on Damien Willems, where are you standing with your plan with him? He made his return against Brickworth, had a decent impact in the game. What's the situation?
You know, certain guys, you just fast track. A guy like Sia, we're really fast tracking Sia in a big way from 15 minutes of Currie Cup into Test match rugby because he's just nobody we have in him. He's been our captain. You know, it's a special case. But there's other guys who it's just very tough to go from one game against Griquas into Test match rugby to play against the All Blacks and as a young guy just make it. You know, same with a guy like Api where with the level how good he is, he hasn't really played, and both of those guys, and there's a few others, even a guy like Warren Whiteley, and because the squad getting announced on the 26th, I just really see it tough for those guys to just hop from that level to that level. It's just unfortunate, you know. Although I think potential-wise they are world class, it's just a timing thing. You know, it's one of those things where if we do get an injury and we have to go that route, it makes sense. But at this stage, I just really think it's a timing thing. There's a few others who's in the same boat like that.
Thank you, Rassie. Thank you, Scala.
Thanks.